CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Makovec.
Right now on the afternoon edition, California taking legal action against President Trump's tariffs. The governor and attorney general say the president has overstepped his authority. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday. This is California's 14th lawsuit against President Trump in less than 14 weeks. It argues that President Trump does not have the authority to impose tariffs without congressional approval. Governor Newsom noted that these tariffs will have an outsized impact on California, particularly on its manufacturing, technology, and agricultural industries. California is the world's 5th largest economy, and China, Mexico, and Canada represent the state's 3 largest trade partners.
No state is poised to lose more than the state of California. We are here very mindful of the anxiety that this has imposed on all of you, and very mindful of our role and responsibility at this moment.
Now, this is the first challenge from a U.S. state against the Trump administration's tariffs. So far, the White House has not responded to California's lawsuit. Taking a check on Wall Street, live look at the big board this afternoon, and it is down. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell just spoke about the economic impacts of tariffs, warning that they will likely lead to higher inflation and slower growth. So the Dow down about 750 points. And here is a live look at the top 500 stocks, courtesy of FinViz. Red means a stock is down. Green means it's up. And you can see much more red there on that map than green amid all of these tariff fears. The Trump administration has filed a civil lawsuit against Maine over its decision to allow transgender athletes to participate in women's sports. Attorney General Pam Bondi held a news conference in Washington accusing Maine's education department of violating Title IX and putting girls who compete in high school competitive sports at risk of physical injury. The Justice Department says it also plans to go after other states for failing to comply with the administration's policies on this.
For this, we're looking at Minnesota, we're looking at California, we're looking at many, many states, but they are the top 2 that should be on notice because we've been communicating with them.
In a statement, Maine's governor says the matter is about states' rights and, quote, defending the rule of law against a federal government bent on imposing its will instead of upholding the law. The Valero Refinery in Benicia could be shutting down as soon as next year. The petroleum producer submitted notice that it plans to idle, restructure, or cease operations by the end of April 2026. The refinery had faced lawsuits and fines in the past over alleged air quality violations and bay pollution, including a record $82 million fine by air regulators. And last month, the city of Benicia imposed new safety regulations on Valero. We are closely watching the results from Oakland's special election, and the race for mayor is very tight. Right now, former Oakland City Councilman Lauren Taylor is holding a slim lead over former Congresswoman Barbara Lee, 51% over 48%, almost 49%. But it could take days until we learn the final results. Our Veronica Macias reporting from Oakland City Hall.
Yesterday, we went to several voting centers over at the Eastmont Town Center. We also talked to the candidate, Lauren Taylor, who tells us he was very confident. He was there to cast his vote in person at a neighborhood that he used to represent, showing up with his family and his 93-year-old grandmother. And after voting, he told us he was going right back out into the community and trying to gather every single vote that he could up until the polls closing. So last night, he showed that confidence again. Maybe that paid off for him with that slight lead. He remains optimistic, comparing his mayoral race to David and Goliath, him being David and Barbara Lee as Goliath. How this tale ends, however, is still yet to be seen, but Taylor says the fact that it is so close also speaks volumes.
We don't want to assume where things are going because we know there are still a lot of ballots out there. But at the same time, it's encouraging that this many votes coming out, we've got the lead that we have, right? It's by a lot of folks' considerations, like this is half or maybe more of what we expect in terms of return.
But again, there are no final results just yet. Yesterday, when we talked to voters, we talked to the same number of people who said they had voted for Taylor as those who had voted for Lee. One voter telling us she was going to cast that vote for Lee, given her track record. And that's something that the Congresswoman actually stressed during her own campaign party last night. She stressed how much was at stake here with so many contributions coming from committees, with some $600,000 raised, like the California Nurses Association contributing and unions backing her. She's still sure that she has a chance to win this election.
It's still early, and so I'm optimistic that as the votes come in, we'll win. But we have to really be patient. We have to be optimistic that people heard our message and that people will vote for us.
Something we did hear from the candidates and also poll workers is the low number of early votes that came in, 40,000. They were expecting to see more, given the fact that there was such a large turnout during the general election when people came out to recall former Mayor Shane Tao. Updates on the election results are going to be given every Friday.
All right, so that was the big one, the mayor's race. Voters in Oakland's District 2 are also electing a new city council person. That is the seat that controls major Oakland real estate like Chinatown, Jack London Square, Lakeshore, and Highland Terrace. Right now, Charlene Wang has a big lead, about 50% of the vote. Voters are also deciding on a measure to raise the city's sales tax from 10.25 to 10.75%. The intent is to raise $30 million a year to try to help with the city's $140 million deficit over the next 2 years. The latest tally shows Measure A passing with 64% of the yes vote. In San Jose's city council race for District 3, Anthony Tordillos now leads Matthew Cavedo by only 5 votes after previously being ahead by just 1. They are both trailing Gabby Chavez-Lopez, who is up by 700 votes. So she is easily in first. But ballots are still being counted, and the person who finishes second is going to face Chavez-Lopez in a June runoff. Stay with us for continuing coverage of these special elections. We're going to continue tracking the results right here on air on the CBS News app and on KPIX.com. San Francisco's transit agency is rolling out some major changes to try to tackle a growing budget deficit. On June 21st, Muni will shorten or merge service on the 5, 6, 9, 21 and 31 bus lines. The agency says those cuts will save $7.5 million, but critics warn they could reduce ridership and hurt future transit funding efforts. The agency also raising its parking meter rates starting on May 15th. Those rates are going to go up by at least a quarter, with some doubling from 50 cents to $1 an hour. First alert weather now. Live look outside. A little bit cloudy out there this Wednesday. Let's check in with meteorologist Jessica Birch.
Well, it's another cool and cloudy day for us today in the Bay Area, with 60s in the forecast, widespread from our inland areas all the way over into the coast too. Those clouds are going to hold on tight to us for just a few more days, but we will notice a lot more warmth, a lot sunnier skies, and temperatures are going to hold on tight to the mid-70s as we head into this Easter weekend, right around the corner for our inland folks. And we're actually going to see upper 70s as early as next Monday. Now, where you don't see that warmth nearly as much, it's along the bay, closer to the coastline, San Francisco, Oakland, but we still see a lot of sunshine heading into this beautiful weekend.
Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, he went out of his way to help a grocery store clerk under attack. How this man's bravery is bringing the community together. Golden State Valkyries just formally announced 2 of their newest additions, second-round draft pick Cheyenne Sellers and third-round pick Caitlin Chen.
It's super exciting. You know, you hit adulting really fast. You go from, having everything scheduled for you to just being a pro now.
I feel like for me, it's been a lot of just taking a lot of deep breaths and sort of enjoying each moment.
Now, the 2 players got a warm welcome at SFO yesterday. Lines of fans were there to cheer for them. And the new teammates got some pretty cool swag as well. And CBS News Bay Area is your home for the Valkyries games. More than 30 games going to air on KPIX and Pix Plus. We'll also bring you a weekly show with behind-the-scenes access to the team's inaugural season. A man in Oakland recently risked his own safety to stop a brutal attack on a clerk at a grocery store in Chinatown. Our Kara St. Cyr shows us how his act of kindness is bringing the community together.
Tom Jensen doesn't know what came over him the day he fought off an attacker at Wonky Grocery in Oakland.
It was all on automatic. I wasn't afraid.
The 71-year-old lived in a motorhome on the streets near Chinatown for 20 years.
Chinatown is a good place.
But he never anticipated having to defend it. Jensen stepped in to stop an unknown man from attacking a store employee last Thursday. The employee had asked to inspect the man's bag before he entered the store. Jensen intervened, and security video shows him being shoved into a shelf and repeatedly hit by the attacker.
But, you know, it's a subconscious decision that one makes.
But if the same thing happened today, he says he'd gladly step in.
That Tom very good. I like Tom.
The store's owner, Shirley Lau, joined the Oakland Chinatown Improvement Council and representatives for city leaders to honor Jensen for his bravery.
You can get some food every week. I can help you.
Along with an offer to cover his meals at the store, they presented Jensen with certificates and awarded him $1,600. Touched, Jensen humbly accepted.
And I don't think I'm a hero. I think I did what I was supposed to do, did my duty. I accept this with gratitude.
But if you ask the people here today, Jensen's award represents more than one grocery store and one act of kindness.
Mr. Jensen, will you accept being knighted as a Toisan Patrol team member? Would you be? Yes, Mr. Toisan.
It's a symbol of unity in the face of hardship and a reminder of just how strong the Oakland community can be.
All right, back to our first alert weather right now. Taking a live look in the East Bay, where it's a little sunnier than what we've seen along the coast. Let's check back in with meteorologist Jessica Birch.
It's a cool and cloudy day for us today in the Bay Area with daytime highs for our midweek forecast, really only topping off in the 60s, anywhere from Santa Rosa all the way off into the East Bay and along our coastline too, near Half Moon Bay, Pacifica, all the way up into San Francisco. Now later into this afternoon, it'll get a little bit breezier over in those spots with wind gusts today anywhere up to around 20 miles per hour and partly cloudy skies. This feels like a spring-like forecast for us. The warmest spot today is the Santa Clara Valley, topping off at 72 in San Jose, 70 at Los Gatos. We're back into the upper 60s all the way over into Morgan Hill. Taking a look at those clouds, they're going to start breaking apart into the afternoon hours today and evening hours tonight, especially in our inland areas. But other than that, we kicked off this morning with light winds. Heading into this afternoon, it does get a lot breezier. I mean, just within the next couple hours, we're seeing wind gusts up to around 25 miles per hour, and that stays consistent into the evening hours tonight too. Let's take a quick look at the next 7 days. Let's start off with our inland spots. We have a nice warm up right around the corner just in time for Easter weekend, and sunnier skies to match it too. We're talking about 60s today and tomorrow with those cloudy skies holding on tight to all of us. Once we head into Friday, high pressure starts rolling in. It warms us up back into the 70s right around the corner. A 10-degree jump from today all the way into our forecast for Friday and Saturday. And then we're continuing to warm up as we head into early next week, which is a beautiful opportunity for all those Easter egg activities or just any outdoor activity for that matter. Now you head over into the Bay, it's a little bit cooler. Not by much, but we're sitting in the low 60s today. Tomorrow, we do warm up into the upper 60s with lower 70s, kind of back and forth, flirting with each other heading into this weekend and early next week, also with plenty of sunshine too.
Still ahead, how AI is helping scammers steal your money online and how you can tell a real website from a fake. Spotify says it is back after a widespread outage this morning. Tens of thousands of users reported problems with the popular music streaming platform, but they said they were still able to play downloaded music. AI is making it easier than ever to dupe people. We have seen plenty of examples of that. And a new report by Microsoft says it took down almost 500 malicious web domains last year and stopped about 1.6 million bot sign-up attempts every hour. It's getting tougher and tougher to spot, though, especially since a lot of people use AI legitimately to create real websites. Here's what Microsoft says it is doing to try to tell the difference between someone using AI for a legitimate reason and someone creating a scam.
We have 84 trillion signals from a threat standpoint that we process every single day, which gives us unique insights into what is happening. So it starts with really getting this intelligence and understanding the patterns so we can then protect against these frauds. We detect the bot sites, and then we do a lot of work to take down the bot size. And given the intelligence that we have, we've also been able to help law enforcement with that intelligence so they can take actions, including imprisonment.
Now, the CBS News Confirmed Unit, that's a unit dedicated to exposing misinformation, has tips to help you spot these scams. Websites highlighting a limited time deal might indicate a scam. Look for typos, especially in the URL. Some of these sites may clone or try to mimic real companies. And if you're on social media and you take the bait, you click on one of those links that take you to a shopping site, close out of that page and then just go to the site independently. Also, check reviews. Similar wording in all 5 stars are usually red flags. Finally, when you do buy something, pay with a credit card so you can potentially recoup your losses. Coming up, think Ocean's 11, the sophisticated jewelry store heist that probably took a few weeks. All right, another bad day on Wall Street. We are watching the numbers after the Fed chair warned tariffs will likely lead to higher inflation. Right now, the Dow is down, well, close to 1,000 points. We're going to keep our eye on that today. Meantime, police are investigating a multi-million-dollar heist targeting a family-owned jewelry store down in L.A. Last Sunday, police say a group of expert thieves drilled a tunnel through a concrete wall from the abandoned building next door. They were able somehow to then disarm all video cameras and crack both safes, walking away with about $20 million worth of gold bars, jewelry, and cash. And unfortunately, the store owners did not have insurance. There is a $100,000 reward for any information that can lead to an arrest in that case. That is it for the afternoon edition. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app. Just go to Live and then choose Bay Area. Meantime, have a great afternoon as we take a live look at Alcatraz.